In the early 1900s, the world plunged into the chaos of the First World War, and communication emerged as a vital lifeline on both the battlefield and at home. The telephone was new technology and a revolutionary tool that connected nations and played an essential role in wartime communication. As the first American forces arrived in France, they encountered the telephone exchange system in a dreadful condition. Men from the United States and French women operated the switchboards. However, the men tended to hang up when combat-stressed officers shouted, and the French women, speaking no English, approached their duties casually. The need for new switchboard operators became apparent, and without them, there was no way to relay urgent information during battles. It was in this hardship that a group of extraordinary women stepped forward, ready to put their lives on the line in order to maintain crucial communication links. Meanwhile, in America, the use of women telephone operators, referred to as the Hello Girls for greeting callers with hello, proved to be remarkably beneficial. Every second counted, and the efficiency of the Hello Girls stood out. While it took a man a minute to establish a connection, a woman could achieve the same in just 10 seconds. Recognizing the critical state of the French telephone system and witnessing the proficiency of the Hello Girls, General John J. Pershing, the commander of the American Expeditionary Force, made an urgent request for 100 bilingual women telephone operators, fluent in both French and English. Despite the initial opposition from the War Department, which declared that no women except nurses should be employed, the Signal Corps successfully argued for the indispensability of these highly trained and experienced women operators. Before the First World War, women were caregivers on the sidelines of battlefields. The addition of these female operators would lead America to be the first nation to enlist women in its armed forces. The recruitment process began with advertisements in newspapers across the United States in late 1917. The response was overwhelming, with around 7,600 responses. From this, 450 women were selected for training at AT&T, the American Telephone and Telegraph Company. The recruiting focused on fluency in French, and AT&T provided training to those lacking switchboard experience. The women also underwent military training, including physical and psychological exams, as well as security background checks. Eventually, 223 women became part of the Signal Corps Female Telephone Operators Unit, with Chief Operator Grace Banker leading the first contingent to Europe in March 1918. The Hello Girls served in 75 towns across England and France. The challenges they faced were not confined to the complexity of connecting calls. The girls found themselves near the front line, enduring the constant threat of shells, shrapnel, gassing, and sicknesses like the Spanish flu. The shattered windows of the telephone exchange during the Meuse-Argonne offensive exposed them to numbing cold as they persevered through their duties. Following this, a fire spread to the telephone exchange, yet the Hello Girls continued to connect calls, defying orders to evacuate and leaving only when the flames were almost upon them. This earned 7 women, including Grace Banker, Distinguished Service Medals. Arriving in France, the Hello Girls encountered sexism, initially deemed less important than their male counterparts, even when they were paid similar salaries. Chief operators earned $125 per month, while regular operators earned $60 per month. However, they had to contribute $300 to $500 to purchase their own uniforms. Over time, as the realities and horrors of war unfolded, the men and women began to work together. The Hello Girls were among the first Americans to arrive in France and among the last to leave. After the armistice, contingents of the Hello Girls moved to Paris and Germany to play a crucial role in translating during peace proceedings. Following their service, the operators received a certificate for exceptional meritorious and conspicuous services, signed by General Pershing, along with a letter expressing gratitude for their contributions. Despite their efforts, the Hello Girls, along with women serving in the U.S. Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard, were denied veteran status and benefits by the Department of War. The women had been categorized as civilian contract employees and had never actually been soldiers, as all Army regulations were worded in the male gender. Ironically, women who served as nurses, secretaries, or clerks did receive a veteran status. Nevertheless, Merle Egan Anderson, a former Hello Girl, led the fight for veteran status, seeking recognition for the switchboard operators. Their efforts paid off, and in the decades following World War I, Congress introduced numerous bills to give the Hello Girls the proper recognition they deserved. In June 1918, the House of Representatives passed a bill authorizing war risk insurance for women serving as telephone and telegraph operators in the Army, but it was later deleted by the Senate. Even so, the work of the Hello Girls impressed President Woodrow Wilson, playing an important role in changing his stance on women's suffrage. Those opposed to the movement argued that the vote belonged to the men who were willing to risk their lives for war and freedom. However, the Hello Girls and all 7,000 women who applied to the position proved that women were willing to aid in war efforts. Soon, the 19th Amendment was passed, granting women the right to vote, a victory brought in part by the Hello Girls. The recognition of the Hello Girls as Army veterans finally came in 1977. By that time, only 18 of the original Hello Girls were still alive. After petitioning one president after another, they received recognition when President Jimmy Carter enacted the GI Bill Improvement Act of 1977, granting the Hello Girls veteran status, benefits, and World War I victory medals. Their fight for recognition did not go unnoticed either, and in 2021, the Hello Girls were awarded a Congressional Gold Medal in honor of their service and 60-year struggle for recognition. The Hello Girls were switchboard operators who were an essential part to communication during World War I. They played not only a vital role in military operations, but transformed future telecommunication at home and in the military. The Hello Girls marked a pivotal turning point in history. These women shattered barriers by becoming the first females officially enlisted in the U.S. Armed Forces, and their deployment paved the way for more women to be given military roles. While the echoes of Hello and the hum of switchboards faded away with the end of World War I, the mark that the Hello Girls left on history is permanent. Their story is an example of the lasting impact of ordinary individuals shaping extraordinary outcomes. The Hello Girls will inspire generations to break through limits and contribute our unique skills to shape a better future.